Hey guys, Mike here. So today, I'm here to talk to you about The Silencing. In this review, I'll be going over a brief summary of the plot, my quick thoughts about the film, and whether or not you guys should go and see it. So I'm going to try and keep this review spoiler-free. However, if you don't want to know anything about the film, and you want to go in completely blind, then it's just comment to this video once you've seen the film. So with that, let's get started, shall we?
Rayburn? He's here! Sheriff, behind you! Behind you!
So The Silencing stars Coster-Waldau as Rayburn. In The Silencing, a reformed hunter living in isolation in a wildlife sanctuary becomes involved in a deadly game of cat and mouse. And so we have The Silencing. So guys, going into The Silencing, I knew pretty much absolutely nothing about it. All I knew is that Coster-Waldau was in it, and that's really about it. And I watched this movie really late at night. It was like 1:30 in the morning, and I just wanted to put on a film and just kind of relax. And this was the one I chose. So, what did I think of The Silencing? Well, going into this one, I did have high hopes for it because I do like Coster-Waldau. I loved him in Game of Thrones as Jaime Lannister, and I loved him in Shot Caller as well. And he's just one of these actors who I just really want to see do well. And I liked him in this film as well. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, his character is super cliched. You know within the first 5 minutes who this guy is, where he's come from, what's happened to him, and where his character's gonna go throughout the story. Nevertheless, I feel like the character is elevated a slight bit because he is played by Nikolai. I don't know if that's a bit of bias. I mean, more than likely is bias because I do like this guy. But I feel like there's just a certain unique charm that he just brings to this character. And for the most part, I wasn't just thinking of him as just Jaime Lannister in modern day, because this character does share a couple of qualities with Jaime Lannister. For the most part, I was just really interested in his character and just really invested. Though it was a bit ironic though, because every time I kind of said to myself, I'm not thinking of him as Jaime Lannister, I then thought of him as Jaime Lannister and got a little bit distracted. So I kind of just did it to myself, really. I do the same thing with quite a lot of actors. As for the story itself, kind of like Nikolai's character, it is pretty by the numbers. But having said that though, it did go to some places which I honestly didn't expect it to go. Because going into this one, I did think it was going to be a cat and mouse story. Because as soon as you hear reformed hunter, it kind of leads you to believe that it will go that way. Unless it was a serious drama think piece, it probably wouldn't go that way, but seeing as this one was kind of leaning into more of an action crime drama, it would inevitably go that way. But as the film went on, I thought it was going to turn into a turf war. It was going to turn into a bit of mistaken identity. There were just so many other things at play in this one, which I just didn't see coming. And honestly, I kind of wish they played a bit more into the turf war aspect that they go into. I'm not saying that the whole film should have been this, but I feel like they could have done a bit more with that, because it would have really added to the stakes of the situation. It would have been just one of those things of like, you're saying to the characters, can you not just look beyond your differences and just kind of get this done? But instead, it's kind of just mentioned, it plays a little bit into the story, and then they just kind of move past it, which was a bit of a shame. And I did like the ending as well, which I won't spoil for you. All I'll say is, it was a fairly good ending. Overall, guys, even though I did quite enjoy this film, it is pretty by the numbers. You know exactly where it's going to go. Though some of the twists do kind of catch you off guard, this film doesn't really excel in any other particular way. Nevertheless, still enjoyed it though. It's only really through personal bias would I say that this performance was great or these twists were really good. But if I'm being realistic, this is a pretty standard film. But now, as for whether or not you guys should go and see it, honestly, I would recommend watching this movie. It's not exactly going to be an Oscar-worthy movie, getting loads of awards thrown at it. It'll probably more than likely be forgotten within the next couple of months. I mean, honestly, I'm watching this one quite late in the game, so probably a lot of people have already either seen this and forgot about it, or have never heard of this one. But nevertheless, I've reviewed it for you now. I enjoyed this one, and I would say give it a watch because, you know what, this was a fairly interesting watch. Okay guys, that's my review of The Silencing. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? And what's your favourite Coster-Waldau performance? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!